Hello. I just realized I really haven't shared a lot about my personal experience with having a grief therapist and attending therapy for my grief. Um, Pretty much the day that Jackson died, I went like this. I don't know how to do this. I need help. This is outside of anything I ever could have fathomed. And I just knew right away that I was going to need help because this is hard stuff. And it's just so out of the natural order of things. And so very quickly, I had to reach out for help. And probably about 4 months or so, 2 months after Jackson died, we were introduced to a local nonprofit that actually funded not only Ivan's play therapy, but also for us to see a grief therapist. And he's actually a former priest. He's been working with kids with cancer and their families for about 43 years. So he's very, very experienced. And with it being funded, that was one excuse or hurdle that we didn't have to worry about because a lot of times therapy is expensive. And, when it comes to seeing a therapist regularly, it can really add up. And so the grief therapy really became part of my self-care. And Mike and I generally go together, but we also have gone separately. And honestly, as a married couple, I know it has strengthened our marriage because, we would be experiencing something or going through something and we would say, is this normal? And, just kind of wrestling with some very difficult questions. That, with a professional there, we were able to just kind of ask some hard questions and, get a little guidance. And I truly believe and know that I am where I am today because of the therapy that I have received. And, it's also been a lot of hard work. Grief therapy, as our therapist Glenn told us, is like touching a hot stove. It's diving into a very, very painful experience. But what I've realized is that not talking about it and not processing it doesn't make it go away. So I really have worked hard to, embrace that. And I remember people early on saying that they hoped that I would have experienced healing. And I mean, that seemed absurd to me. I was like, how could I ever heal from my son's death? And I remember actually being kind of upset about it. And through my process of attending a grief support group as well as going to grief therapy, I've kind of learned some tools of how to have my grief and experience joy at the same time. It's not easy, but I've gotten to a point where I can feel less guilty about that because in the beginning, I felt very guilty about having any laughs or smiles because it's like, well, how could I be happy my son died? And it's not rainbows and butterflies. It's not easy. It's not fun. I would trade it. I would give it all away if I could. But I just know that I've learned so much from this. And I am, I feel like being able to offer that to other people. I know it's not everybody's thing, but there's just so much stigma attached to our mental health. And when you lose a child, it scrambles your brain. I mean, it just does. And, learning kind of how to put those pieces back together, I could not I couldn't have done that without the help of a professional. So I just wanted to share with you how my own personal journey with grief therapy has really been life-changing. Thank you.